Well, it's his life, man. Maybe, you know, he just want to bail on his family and not be able to go back and see them for any, you know, forever, I guess.
Man, look, dude, if you're gonna go through something, let's say anybody, if any of y'all are gonna have to go to jail for like more than 6 months, get the fuck out of the country. You don't need to be. It'll ruin you, okay? Just go to another country and just like leave your old life behind you. I mean, what the hell are people thinking? I mean, it's like
the thought did cross my mind as well, dude.
I mean, like
Oaxaca in Mexico is quite nice in the south of Mexico.
I don't like
really
that.
Touched by the drug war, so it was when I was there anyway. Very nice down there. It's a beach called Cipolite. It's very cool beach.
The only nice thing about Oaxaca is like there's lots of like German descendants there, so like the women look good. But like I personally, my favorite place where I've been to Mexico like hundreds of times is Monterrey. You know, Nueva León, Sierra de la Silla, puto. That was my favorite place, dude. Man, I love that city, dude. That was my favorite.
Yeah, I remember you saying. Unfortunately, never saw the north of the place. Only the south.
Oh man, North Mexico is rules. I've never been lower than what do you call it, Monterrey? Never. That's the lowest part I've been to. And I tell you, let me tell y'all, stupid Americans, something. You always talk about fucking freedom and like all this shit. Let me tell you, the only time I ever felt totally free in my life was in Mexico. Okay, man, I'm telling you, in Mexico, man, you could do fucking anything you feel like. Shit, nobody gives a damn, man. That's what I call freedom. Man, I mean, like Americans, man, they're like, I tell you, man, it's like even when I interact with them on ConCen, they're like robots, you know, like it's hard. I don't have. Dude, I'm being too kind to them, and it's like they have like this because they all watch television. Even if they stop watching TV, it takes like a fucking year until like all that programming they received in their mind like goes away. It's like they have a bunch of set responses that, you know, if you give them some sort of input, you know you're going to get this kind of output from them. You know, it's really, truly pathetic. It's tough.
Well, if you put the right bait there, you're going to get a response, you mean?
Take, for example, Mouse Rebel News. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. You know, when I uploaded all the Mouse Rebel News, I mean, like the shithead Americans, I knew exactly what they're going to say and stuff. They're like, oh, Joe, what the hell are you doing?
Is that why there was this guy who he did have a previous account at the site, but he turned up to lecture us all about on the forum about the wonders of anarcho-capitalism.
Yeah, he came after me. He hated me. Because when he came to the forum, what did he do? He replied to all my threads. That showed like he was an enemy of mine.
He totally rubbed me up the wrong way, that guy.
Oh man, that guy was such a... No, you remember... Oh, I just
really can't stand, you know, that sort of superior...
Oh man, talk about...
Superior attitude that...
Nick, I gotta...
That's the sort of people that are attracted to that economic philosophy.
Nick, I shouldn't really be talking to you because if I remember correctly, the last time Alex Lippman was on the forum, he said, like, he put you in the penalty box. So I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. 2 months. 2 months you're in the penalty box.
That was so lame. I couldn't believe... I was laughing so hard when it was...
I feel sorry for them. Anyway, let's ask you some questions.
Go ahead.
What can we... I'd like to still focus on the Jewish question. Mm-hmm. Let's call it that. But I'd rather like take you off into some other subjects because I think that'd be interesting. So let's talk about UFOs then for a start. Come on, what's your position on that whole field of phenomena?
Man, I'll tell you this real quick, dude. Okay, when I started out, I ain't gonna fucking lie to you. Yeah, I was a shithead, and like I kind of believed they existed, but like I still had a hard time believing it was like extraterrestrial aliens. I always kind of suspected, even like before like people figured it out themselves. Most people, I always thought it was just like secret government projects, you know, like TR-3B and all that shit, but like Aurora and shit like that. But like, I really I'm trying to think, did I actually ever believe in like extraterrestrial beings influencing human civilization? Not really. even when like Tessarian came out and like that was his big thing, I really never really believed in it, honestly. I guess maybe because I was Muslim.
Ever seen one or anything though?
Let me think. You know all these fucking UFO stories? It's always like when I was a child, blah blah blah. Yes, as when I was a child. Yes, I did see something weird, but it's always like, I haven't seen. Yeah, you too?
No, I was you. What did you see?
I'm trying to remember. It was like you gotta understand. I grew up in the country, and like there weren't like.
Because in my head, I'm just thinking
What?
about young little Joe at the beach collecting seashells or something. A seal that comes out of the mist and says something cryptic and then disappears.
That's a true story. I'm not kidding, man. It was absolutely fucking true. No, it's I grew up in the country and like what do you call it? There weren't like street lights on my area at all, or even running water and stuff. I'm not kidding. We had to like dig our own well. I really grew up in the country, okay? And like there weren't like
in America though.
Yeah, but right. Texas. Okay. I tell people I grew up in
Waterman. What did you do?
Dig the well. And now I tell people I'm from Houston, but I'm from Missouri City. And people from Texas know what that means. And what do you call it? So like there ain't like a lot of street lights or what do you call that shit? Light pollution. So you could see like everything in the fucking sky like perfectly, like stars. I mean, because there's no light pollution. And then like, yeah, I saw something fucking weird once, and like it couldn't have been an airplane. It was like too fucking low, and it wasn't a helicopter. And it just like, you know, the regular story, it stopped in the middle of the sky just looking at you, and then like went away very quickly. That's my story.
Right. That's pretty strong sighting, I guess. You think then that's going to be related back to the military?
Yeah, I do.
I saw one about, was it now, about 2.5-3 years ago.
Yeah, tell them, man.
It was the good thing about it was there were two other people there two women that I said, hey, look at that, what's that? So the three of us were on like a balcony, yeah, about 4 or 5 floors up in this apartment block. It's a nice little balcony. It's a sunny day, you know, relatively clear sky, you know, with the clouds, natural or artificial, notwithstanding. And they were talking about some shit, I don't know what it was. I wasn't very interested. I remember not being interested in what they were talking about. So I just leaned over the balcony, and there was no like other apartment blocks facing this one. It had like a good clear view of the sky. It's like a very massive Hof, if you like, which is like a Hof in Germany, which is where I am. One of the static building plans is you have like apartment block, like a cube sort of shape, and in the middle, the interior, the sealed inside is like I don't know the literal German association, be the literal for a Hof. Like the interior where there's either some grass or, you know, whatever else. Anyway, so I'm just telling you to see the sky. And then, just from nowhere, man, this thing in the sky which just looks incongruous. So I kept my eyes on it, and it rapidly got much, much bigger. And it was very, very high up in the sky, but it was big. And there's some lakes and stuff around here, and there's a lot of like water activities.
Water sports?
Yeah, I do want to say that. So the Germans around here, they're very much like water sports.
Oh, really?
And so I thought maybe it's like a tarp or a parachute from one of these waterboarders or something just like came loose and it's gone through the sky. Just trying to come up with a rational explanation for what is this thing that I can see in front of me in the sky. And it was black, like solid black, yeah. And as I got close enough, I could see very definitely that, you know, if it was fabric from a parachute or what they call them, fucking waterboarding, like, it's fucking serious. What are they called? Fucking I'm a bit stoned here, Joe, by the way. I'm smoking on the old herb, so if I digress here and there, that'll be why. Anyway, this thing's going through the sky, and it's rectangular, more or less, in shape, but it's tracking through the sky really perfectly. You know, it's like very linear, just moving in line, and not at all seemingly affected by any currents or updrafts or anything like that, as a piece of fabric would be. It's very, very static and solid in its shape. So I turned to these two women and said, hey, you know,